Welcome back to our deep dive into bias in the age of AI.
We've uncovered a lot so far,
We have.
especially about cognitive bias.
Yeah,
And how that can really sneakily influence our interactions with tech.
it really can.
And it can even make existing inequalities worse.
Mm-hmm.
We also started to think about how those individual biases
Yeah.
are connected to broader societal issues.
Like the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So recognizing our biases is really important for creating a better world.
It is.
For everyone.
It's a big deal.
It is. So let's shift gears a bit and talk about some practical ways to actually mitigate bias.
Okay, love it.
Because it's great to be aware of it,
Yeah.
but what can we actually do about it?
Right, action steps.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Digital Pa-rant offers some really great prompts for reflection.
I like those.
I think these are valuable starting points.
Okay, I love a good thought experiment.
Me too.
What does Dr. Saravanamatu suggest?
Well, she poses this question directly to the reader.
Okay.
And I'd love to pose it to you now.
Okay, hit me.
If you could have one superpower
Uh-oh.
that would make you happy and safe online,
Okay.
what would it be?
That's a good one.
It's a tough one.
I think mine would be the ability to instantly detect misinformation.
Ooh, interesting.
So I can just sift through all the noise online
Get cut through the club.
and figure out what's fake news and deep fakes.
Yeah, and biased content.
With total certainty.
Wow.
That would definitely make me feel safer online.
That's an excellent choice.
Thanks.
It speaks to the need for better media literacy and critical thinking skills.
What about you?
What would my superpower be?
Yeah.
I think I would want a built-in empathy filter,
Oh.
so I could instantly understand everyone's perspective,
Whoa.
especially people who are different from me.
That would be amazing.
I think that could help bridge divides and reduce misunderstandings.
Yeah, and build better connections online.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's all about connection.
It is. And, I think those superpowers, even though they're hypothetical, they point to some real strategies for mitigating bias.
They do.
If we can just develop our critical thinking to spot misinformation
Yeah.
and cultivate empathy,
That would make a world of difference.
it would. So beyond superpowers, though,
Okay.
what are some practical steps we can take?
Okay, so one of the most effective strategies is simply being aware of our own biases.
Right. We've talked about that.
We all have them.
Yeah.
And acknowledging that is the first step
Okay.
towards mitigating their impact.
Oh, yeah.
And there are some resources online,
Oh, yeah.
like the implicit association test
I've heard of that one.
from Harvard University.
Okay.
And that can help you uncover your own unconscious biases.
So you take a test and it tells you,
It can be really eye-opening
wow,
and help us challenge those hidden assumptions we might have.
I like that.
Another thing is diversifying our information sources.
Oh, yeah, get out of those echo chambers.
Exactly. Break free from those filter bubbles.
So make a point to follow people and publications that challenge your views.
Challenge your thinking.
Yeah, and show you different experiences.
Yeah, expose you to things that are different from your everyday life.
I like that.
It's like expanding your personal algorithm to
Uh-huh.
include more diverse voices and experiences.
Love it. What else?
So when we see information online, especially stuff that triggers us,
Oh, yeah, gets you riled up.
it's important to pause,
Take a breath.
take a breath, and think critically.
Yeah.
Ask yourself,
Okay.
who created this?
Okay.
What's their agenda?
Mm.
What evidence do they have?
Right.
Are there other points of view I should consider?
It's so easy to just get swept up in a headline.
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's emotionally charged.
Exactly.
But if you take a moment to step back
Yeah,
and analyze,
it can really help.
it can help you avoid falling prey to misinformation
Oh,
or
it's-
biased narratives.
Yeah. Now, let's not forget offline interactions,
Oh, yeah. In person.
right? Talking to real people
Yeah. Have those tough conversations.
with people from different backgrounds.
Yes. Different cultures, different beliefs.
That's a good one.
It challenges our assumptions
Yeah.
and helps us build empathy.
It's a good reminder that mitigating bias isn't just about what we do online
It's about how we connect as human beings
in the real world.
in real life.
I like that.
Now, let's talk about how we address bias in technology itself.
Oh.
This is a tough one
Yeah.
with no easy answers.
Right.
But there are a few key areas where we can make a difference.
Like what?
So promoting diversity in the tech industry itself
Okay.
is huge.
So the people who are designing and developing the tech.
Yeah, they need to represent a wider range of backgrounds and experiences.
It makes sense.
Then they're more likely to create systems that work for everyone.
So it's like making sure that the algorithms that shape our world
Yes,
are created by teams that reflect humanity.
I love that.
Me too.
Another key area is advocating for greater transparency and accountability in AI.
So we need to understand how these algorithms work,
How they function.
what data they use, and how to prevent bias.
Yes, exactly.
Transparency is key.
Transparency is key.
It's like demanding a list of ingredients.
To the algorithms.
Yeah, for the algorithms that shape our lives.
I love that analogy.
We should know how they work and what biases they might have.
We have a right to know.
We do.
What else? We need to be involved in shaping the ethical guidelines and regulations that govern AI.
Because this field is changing so quickly.
It is rapidly evolving.
Yeah.
We need to have conversations about the implications of these technologies and how to use them ethically.
So it's not just about using the technology,
right,
but being a part of shaping its future.
Yeah. And making sure it serves humanity,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This brings us back to the digital parent.
Yes, full circle.
And Dr. Sarah Vanuatu's idea of a more human-centered approach to technology.
I love that.
It's a good reminder that we all have a role to play
We do.
in creating the digital future we want.
The future we want to see.
One that's fair, inclusive, and empowers everyone.
A beautiful vision.
It is. But let's bring it back to the present for a minute.
Okay.
Dr. Sarah Vanuatu has another thought-provoking question in her book.
Okay.
And I want to hear your take on it.
I'm ready.
The question is this.
Okay.
Can you give an example of how you have contributed to a better world
Ooh,
by living sustainably?
that's a great question.
It is.
And it makes us think about our actions and choices.
Yeah.
For me, sustainability is about recognizing that everything's connected and making choices that benefit both people and the planet.
I like that.
It's about reducing my impact,
Okay.
supporting ethical businesses, and advocating for policies that promote a better future.
Awesome.
So it's not just individual actions, but also about systemic change.
Exactly. And I think we could apply that same mindset to our digital lives.
I agree.
Being mindful of our digital consumption.
Yes.
Supporting ethical tech companies.
Absolutely.
And advocating for regulations that protect our privacy.
Yes, and promote a more sustainable digital world.
So sustainability isn't just about recycling and saving energy.
It's a way of life.
Yeah, it's a whole mindset.
Online and offline.
I love that. This has been a really insightful conversation.
It has.
Any final thoughts on how we can navigate this crazy digital world?
My final thought is this.
Okay.
We all have the power to make a difference.
I like that.
By recognizing our biases and challenging unfair systems,
And being a part of shaping technology.
we can create a future where technology empowers everyone.
I love that vision.
Me too.
As we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I'm left feeling hopeful.
Me too.
It's clear that we have the power to create the future.
It doesn't just happen to us.
We build it one choice at a time.
And our actions matter.
They do.
No matter how small.
Yeah.
They can make a difference in building a more just and sustainable world.
For everyone.
For everyone.
You know, as we've been talking about all these strategies for dealing with bias, it reminded me of this visual I saw online.
Oh, yeah?
Have you heard of the Cognitive Bias Codex?
Yes, it's so cool.
It's amazing.
It maps out all the different biases
Well, I know.
that can mess with our thinking.
It's kind of overwhelming how many there are.
It really is.
But it's also a good reminder
Yeah.
that our brains are constantly trying to make things simpler.
Right, they love shortcuts.
And sometimes those shortcuts lead to bias.
They do.
But I think the Codex is a great resource.
Absolutely.
If you want to learn more about how our minds work
Yeah, it's fascinating.
and how those biases can affect us.
They're sneaky.
They are.
Seeing those biases visually
Yeah.
can really make them easier to understand.
Mhm.
I highly recommend checking it out.
Me too.
It's a great tool for self-reflection.
And it can even spark conversations with others
Definitely.
about how bias affects our lives.
For sure. It's been a great conversation today.
It has. I've really enjoyed diving into the digital parent.